Janelle, and you are watching That Gym Corner.
You're watching That Gym Corner with Miss Trey That Gym. The good, the bad, the greedy, baby. You're watching That Gym Corner with Miss Trey That Gym. Tune in.
Our first interview of the day. All right. So, first, I got to go there. So, we met at a time where I had a lot of struggle with going on and you just didn't know. But I smiled through it all because that's what I do, keep that smile on my face. And I remember you always reaching out and like, girl, come on over here and mix them drinks up. You know what I'm saying? So, let me pick you up and your mama, okay? You know what I'm saying? She's like, let me pick you and your mama up. And my mother used to come and have a good time. And anybody who know my mom, she cracked jokes, but she never drank anything. But I would mix it up. Be like, you sure, Mom? You want me to pour you a little bit in the glass? She was like, nah, yes, I'm like, I love Jesus. I said, okay, well, you know your limit. Amen. Okay. So, first things first, I'm read.com.
Okay.
I'm reading still to come right now, so I ain't gonna talk too much about that till I get it all done. But .com was the bomb. .com. Yes, ma'am. Not only did I enjoy it, it was like, girl, some scandalous folk out here. And the preacher men's with wives on them date lines too. But one thing I love about you though, you was busting them right cold out. Like, where your wife at? What you doing? I love that. So anyway, first things first, your journey with authorship wasn't as easy as the next person's was. And I know you can't disclose a lot, but I know how to maneuver around that. So your first publishing house, basically from the story, let us know just a little bit of what you had to do to fight to get the rights to your book back.
Okay. I started with, I didn't know anything about writing. I don't have a degree in journalism or English. I was just a person telling a real story. I went to work one day and I said, I'm going to write a book. I didn't know anything about writing. So I wrote, and at that time in my life, I identified with going through depression. I probably had been going through it, but at that point, I knew I was going through it. So, as I wrote this book, I was like, you know what? Nobody's gonna hear it because I was missing a lot of work. I lost over $10,000 in 2016. I lost over $10,000 because I wasn't going to work. I was just like, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to be bothered. I'm in my comfort zone. So I said, you know what? Nobody's going to hear your story if you don't complete it. So I said, I have to complete this. So what motivated me to go back to work was they had a computer.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have one.
See what I'm talking about?
So I said, you know what? I got to go to work to finish this book. So once I typed it, I went on Google. No one would help me. I even had a coworker that had published her own poetry book. Wouldn't help. So went on Google, uploaded. A couple of companies came after me. I talked to one company at first. The communication was lost. So I got with Green Ivy. Green Ivy we done an interview that weekend. They gave me a contract. It was like, look, you love it. November 7th, we're signing you. Okay, you need to put $2,500 as your initial fee. Once your book sells, you will receive that back 100%. After that, you'll receive 8%. We'll receive 20%. We're gonna do your marketing. We're gonna do your press release. We're gonna do everything. It's gonna be on 39,000 online sites. Blah blah blah. Okay. So I didn't have the money. I worked overtime. I got it in a month. So they said your book will be published in March. March came, it didn't happen at all. And I don't like the way they were moving. So in that contract, it said if you sold 50,000 books or made 50,000, you were indebted to them to give them your next 2 books. So I didn't want that. I didn't want that. So now my book did come out in May, published. It was like, okay. So I did get my 10 copies as they promised. So now I'm doing my first book event. I ordered 100 books. They came. So sold them. So now I want to do another event, October. So I called them, gone. Email them, invalid email address. Google it, went on BBW, Better Business Bureau. They had all these reviews on people, thousands, hundreds of people that they scammed out of thousands of dollars. I mean, from $2,000 to $10,000 of dollars. That some people didn't even receive a book. Now, the good thing, I did receive my book, but I will never know to this day how much I actually made in 2017 from the time I was able to transfer my publishing rights. And that's how it all turned over, because I got in touch with a printing company. So that's how I was able to get my publishing rights, and I became my own publisher from that point. And you know what? I was grateful. I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. I was happy because I didn't want to deal with these people anymore. But they had scammed hundreds of people. So.
And one thing I can say, during that time we talked, and you handled that with so much integrity, because I would have been.
Yeah, looking for people.
I've been putting some bullets in me. How hard as you work to get a book out. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say, we talked during that time, and you were saying how people really didn't want to give you information and stuff like that. And I was like, at that time, I was working on a book as well. And I said, you know what? This is what you need to do. Do this, this, this. He was like, cool. And I said, Google is your best friend right now. You was like, girl, I was Googling my butt off. You called me back. She said, I've been Googling my butt off. I said, listen, whatever you want to know, you can find on Google, y'all. Google, I'm smart because Google. You know what I mean? Google is the stuff in things. You know what I mean? And so we talked, and I said, listen, if you do this, blah, 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 you can get in touch with Create Space. See if they can reach out to the right people for you. You end up finding a different company or whatever to pull your rights and stuff. You got your name on your book. I was so proud of her. I was like, oh, girl. You was like, Trixie Productions is here. You know, publications, here we go. So during that time, when you said they start moving different, what do you mean by that? What was one of the red flags that you saw that was like, okay, this is not happening according to the way it needs to happen?
Well, once they say that your book will be published this day, the date gets moved. Or with the cover will be done this day, then that didn't happen. Oh, well, we're going to have this done. No, that didn't happen. I said, something ain't right. Something is definitely not right with them. And when all of that happened, and I found out that they did not exist, and they were in Chicago, it was a group formed on Facebook, People Scammed by Green Ivy Books.
Oh my God.
It is 2 pages, actually, that still on Facebook today. And I did get in touch. We finally got a lawyer. So now I'm in a class action lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
They did find him. He was a lawyer. It was a Ponzi scheme.
Oh my God.
Yes. So he wasn't supposed to be dealing with that type of business anymore because he had already got sued.
He already did sued.
So now we're doing a class action, of which now that went through, but now we're doing it individually just to get my money back.
Yeah, and you know what? That's something. That's like one of the things that I was saying about strategies and things like that, because we have started our own publishing company, part of That Gym Enterprises, ran by Coco Janelle. Shameless plug. But we want to help indie authors get their stuff out, because you got the stress of enough of, after I write the book, now I gotta get a cover, now I gotta get somebody to edit it, now I gotta get somebody to proofread, and we work out all those kinks for you, and you still keep all the rights to your stuff. We just help you set it up. You know what you make and all of that. You just pay us our price. Come on, somebody. We got to pay for what we want. Pay us our price and we move out the way. Anything else after we done what we promised you according to your contract, we're done, you know, and then we move on unless you say, hey, we want to hire you again. Y'all handle that so well because it's so stressful and you know it. Since you have decided to take on your own publishing, have you ran into any other people who have tried to throw their name on your book or try to take something that wasn't theirs?
Yes, I had met a young lady that she had actually did 2 of my covers. And I like the way she worked because I don't sleep at night. So I'm constantly thinking. Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly, you know, some pop up. I'm like, okay, this is what I want. I'm not a procrastinator. I want this done. I want it. Da, 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 da. If I tell you about it, you call me back in an hour. Is this what you want? I love it. She lived in North Carolina. Never met her. We messaged each other. We handled business through Cash App, PayPal, but she was good. So the second time, I had my second book edited through these other young ladies in North Carolina through Tiffany's Editing Cafe. They messed my book up. And that's when I ended up doing a third book in place of the second book.
Wow.
After that, because I was going to be in the Chicago Black Women's Expo, and I wanted to have my books on print. So that's when she came in. So she took care of it. So the second book, she tried to put her name, Black Rain Publishing Presents.
Oh, wow.
And I said, no.
You present nothing.
Right. No, I paid you for all of this. You ain't giving me none of this. You know, I want to be you one day.
That's right.
Everything that I'm learning from you, I want to be able to give that back to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like that.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, sis. That was the second book.
Now, let me tell you where the red flag came in. You doing business with me. Hey, sis, don't play.
Right. Right. Then the third book came. The third book. She was cool. She didn't pull it. She did right.
All right.
Now my fourth book. I got 4 books on Amazon. She did it again. I was like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm gonna tell you something. Mm-hmm. Loyalty and trust is everything to me.
That's right.
You know. And I believed in you, and like you believed in me, and I paid you. I'm the quarterback. I designed all of this. Only thing you doing is just editing this. I'm paying you for my services. You didn't give me anything.
That's right.
But you just don't want me to have credit. No, now if you want me to type your name in the inside to say that you designed the cover, I don't have a problem with that.
That's right.
But what you're not going to do is control my publishing right. No, I don't need you to control my money. Even if it's $2 or $3, it's mine.
That's right.
So I had to let her go. Even I miss her a little bit because I like the way she moved, but not in that sense because she saved me a lot of money. And if it was worth me getting rid of her then, it saved me a whole lot of money and a whole lot of grief later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all see this boss room? That's what I'm talking about. This a boss. So, one thing I always like to ask people when I interview them, is this: do you regret any of the experiences that you had during the time of your book? Was those lessons that you could take and give to others, or where it's like, I just didn't want to go through that stuff?
The big thing is online dating. You know, some people, how did you do that? You know, how did you go meet somebody on a plane you never met? Mm-hmm. You know, how did you start a relationship? You got to New York. You know, I got engaged for 2.5 years to someone that lived in another state. You know, and there are a lot of people say, girl, you crazy. All these crazy people out here. I said, but look, you're walking down the street with crazy people. You work with them. So my thing is, this is just me. I have to step out on faith.
Yeah.
And I had to believe that what the Lord has for me is for me.
That's right.
And I just don't believe He had put me in harm's way and didn't give me this whole opportunity to see me fail. I don't praise that kind of God. So I believe and I stepped out on faith. This is from 2012 to 2016. These were relationships, people I've met on and off that I still talk to this day that I've never physically met. And we formed great friendships, still call and see how I'm doing. I love you, take care, just everything. Now, don't think it was all rosy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that. Now I done met some real nuts. That's why I'm still writing. That's why I got book 5 and 6 on lock right now that I finished in November, because it is really amazing what people how they think in their mindset, and you don't know, and the stuff that they doing, you gotta tell somebody because it's unbelievable. You'll be like, wow, and it's really like it's like a do and a don't with just dating and relationships, and not just online dating and social media. I really wish my genre was under 18, because these kids need to know the people and the predators that's out here. It's not just adults. It's it's these teenagers, and they're going through the same thing. Now, my book, I have had relationships because I'm grown. So I talk about it now. I get to it. But that's the only reason why I really wish that I could, share these with the kids, because they're going through the same thing. This social media is over the chain.
You know a way that you can do that? Well, y'all know me. I told y'all I don't mind helping. One way you can do that is you can write the book in a way of not really sugarcoating it, but write it to teenage girls. These are the signs you should look for in dating. If they're doing this, if they're saying this, if da 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 da. In each chapter, you can deal with those relationships, but dial it back, but don't dial it back. Give it to them like you're giving them advice, speak like it's a third person happening, and then they'll be able to get out there. Yeah. Yeah, they still go sneak and read now. But you get what I'm saying? Absolutely. And it'll be better for you to be able to, it'd be like you narrating the experience versus, how we used to have the chicken noodle soup, what's that thing, chicken soup for the soul? Yeah. And they used to have some deep stories in that stuff, man. But, y'all know me, I don't know names to but you get what I'm saying? And you do that, and then yes, boo. But thank you so much for coming out, talking about the red flags and everything we look for. Did y'all learn something from that? All right, y'all. Oh, okay, but y'all, we gotta advertise now. Hold on.
I am on Facebook, Catrina D. Brown. I also have an author's page, .com and Still to Come by Catrina Brown on Facebook. My Instagram is Trixie9757.
And she active on social media, y'all. I don't want to hear nobody say if you over a certain age you can't do social media. That's a lie, because she be all over social media, going live and everything. We appreciate you for coming out, y'all.
All right, and I hope y'all tuned in on Christmas Eve for a Diamond in the Rough Christmas special, because your girl will be making her acting debut, honey. So y'all need to go ahead and tune in. Also, go check out our Facebook page at That Gym Enterprises. We are on Instagram. I think it's That Gym ENT. So you can go check that out. We'll be having updates about our productions and anything that we got going on. And because we want to stay in contact with y'all. And don't be afraid to hit us up. We just like to talk, because that's what we do. And y'all have a great evening or morning, lunch.
Thank you for watching That Gym Corner. Tune in to the next episode every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking forward to seeing you watch That Gym Corner.